Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody, for today's CMA members showcase video. I'm really excited because I'm joined by a fabulous lady, and we've been wanting to speak for some time, haven't we, Lizanne? And
Have.
we've not been able to make things diaries coordinate and so on. But I'm with Lizanne Wilde today. She's a really valued and very important CMA member. So, Lizanne, thank you for joining and welcome.
Oh, and thank you for asking me and giving me this opportunity. I truly appreciate it.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. So Lizanne, I think probably the best way to start this is just by asking you to tell us a little bit about the work that you do. Would that be okay?
Yeah, well, a little bit of history is all my background is around working with young offenders, young people with emotionally disturbed behaviours, ADHDs, the autism spectrum. So I've been working in that field for many years. So, of course, I've been doing my formal training. Also, I'm very spiritual, so I've been doing quite a lot of spiritual training, and I've studied with the Holistic College in London and gained my spiritual counselling certificate and soul transformation and a few other bits. So basically, what I've wanted to do and what I practiced while I was still employed, I was meshing the two together, the formal side of what I was being taught and then bringing in the spiritual aspects that I've learned. And it actually blended really, really well. And then because of that and because of the results I was getting, I really want to take it out on the road for myself and work in my own way because I will be honest, my way of working doesn't fit into everybody else's boxes.
Right.
I have found that using some of the formal stuff, applying aspects of spiritual work. So, the breathing, the the meditation, looking into yourself, trying to go down deep and find where those core issues have started, and then working to release them with various techniques that will suit that client that I'm working with. So that's my whole intention. It's just, I really believe therapy should be accessible. And that's where I'm going. I want to be accessible. I want to work with marginalized individuals. My whole approach is to be open and honest and create a very safe space. So doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter anything of who you are. It's your issues I'm interested in and bringing out and helping that person find a path to resolve them and also gain the skills for the future so they can build on them and they can, well, they'll survive, they'll be resilient and they'll have a little toolbox where they can go back and go, oh, Liz taught me that. If I try that and if I tweak that, will that work? And that's the confidence I want people to have. I want them to have that confidence to believe in themselves and tweak things that they learn to suit themselves.
Absolutely wonderful. So you're really empowering the people that you work with, aren't you? So, this is so important because I think with particular types of, let's say, therapy, for example, and I'm particularly looking at Freudian and Jungian therapy, where you can be in therapy for years and years and years. And essentially, it's, the old saying, jobs for the boys, because you do your first couple of years of therapy, then you take on, and you have to be in therapy, and then you take on, rightly so, you then take on your own students under your wing. And it just kind of churns and churns and churns. And, so the training is forever, and then the therapy is forever. And ultimately, I mean, I know that there is value in everything, but to me, I much prefer, as a practitioner myself, to be able to provide a toolkit to my clients that they can actually it sets them free, it sets them on their own path. There you go, you've got it, and now
Yeah,
you can use all of that. And they're always free to come back if they choose to do so. I'm sure it's the same with you. Is that
exactly.
right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, very much so. I'm all about empowering the person to become independent, to be able to have that confidence. I've been in therapy. The first time I went, it was for 18 months.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had a really good therapist, and she allowed me to be the one that started dropping off my sessions. So I went every week, and then somewhere along the line, I went, no, I'm brave enough. I can manage every 2 weeks. Until the day came that I was the one that turned around and said, do you know what, Joe? I'm ready. I'm ready to go on my own. And she went, great, go fly, go fly. You know where I am. And that's
Oh,
what I want for my clients. At the end of
superb.
it all, you know where I am. You know how to get hold of me. Do you know what I mean? Just give me a shout. Let's have another quick chat. Do we need a couple of sessions, or do you just need to have a quick chat?
Oh, this is music to my ears, honestly, Lizanne, because this is what it's about. It's essentially about, I always say, my aim with my clients is to make myself redundant. That's really what I'm aiming for. It sounds like
Wouldn't
you're
that
very
be
much
beautiful if we could all just sit there one day and go, right, that's it. We've done everybody.
well
They've all
done.
got the skills. I'm retiring.
Nice one. Yes, absolutely fantastic. So, Lizanne, can you tell, so people that we've got, watching this online, or perhaps our listeners, if they're listening to the podcast version, can you tell us a little bit about what you do? So when somebody comes to see you, what can they expect? How do you actually work with people?
It's very much hard to explain, to be honest with you, because the spiritual side of me will take over. I don't get any messages. Nobody start thinking I'm getting messages. I'm not. But I do seem to have this ability to connect on a deeper emotional level. And once I'm there, I can hear and I deep listen. I listen very, very carefully and I pick up the different tones in the voice, which gives me the indication of where these issues are. And then I can pick them out. I can go back and say, well, when you just mentioned this to me, you sounded really hesitant or you sounded quite frightened. Can you just tell me a little bit about that? And then from that discussion, we can decide if there's a piece of work we need to do. Do we need to do a little bit of shadow work? Shall we just do a really gentle meditation and see if we can find just the next level down for you? Because you don't want to just jump straight into the issue, because that could be too scary. So
Yeah.
it might be just a little journey of just going down level by level by level until we get to where we were going. Many years ago, a mental health professional that I was training with, he said to me, Liz, it's an onion. Imagine you're pulling back the layers of an onion, and under each layer of that onion, you've got issues, you've got good, you've got bad, but we're just going to get, and eventually, as you get to the core of the onion, you will find the core of the issue, and then we can work with that issue. But I
Yes.
will always, always be guided by my clients. I will always go at their pace. If I start a piece of work and use a technique and they're really not settled with it, that's fine. Do you know what? I've got loads of them. I will find another one that works with you. So it's
Mm,
all about my clients taking control, being given the options of the work they want to do, because I think all of that is what empowers you. It gives you, when we hurt, we lose our power. So being able to give a little bit of power back helps the healing to begin. And it'll build the trust and faith in me to be
mm,
able to be honest with me and tell me those things that you really don't want to say to anybody else. So,
yes.
yeah.
Mm. It's very interesting, and I completely agree. I mean, we're certainly very aligned in the way that we approach practice, both of us, I think here. Um, I think it's very difficult when you're talking about how important it is to be able to build trust so that the person can be honest with you. It's particularly important when you're dealing with people who are, let's say, people pleasers, who will a lot of the time, because of their upbringing, because of the strategies they have built around their personality in order to keep themselves safe. I mean, that's obviously what it's all about. Particularly if you go back to sort of the sort of Ericksonian perspective of things, where you've got people who are people pleasers and will tell you what they think you want to hear, that can be very, very difficult. So when you've got people who find it difficult to be open and honest because essentially they want to be polite, they want to be seen to be a nice person, it keeps them safe. How do you deal with that?
By example,
Oh, right.
simple as, by
Yes.
example, I will be open and honest. I will answer any hard question a client asks of me. in the hope that that will foster the trust, so that when I challenge them, they can be open and honest with me. And the main thing is, when people are being open and honest with you and they say something that you don't like, and you might not like the words they use or the tone that they use or the phrases, whatever, don't contradict them. Accept they are using these words and phrases to describe to you. They are not being insulting. And that's how I take it. So I will listen, and I might not like how things are said to me, but if I can unpick those things, and that person can see me unpicking it in a gentle way, that I'm listening, that I'm exploring, then they will go, okay, she does listen. She doesn't go off the deep end when I say it the wrong way around. You know, she's not going to cancel all my sessions just because I've got angry. And it's all of those kind of things. It's just so simple things. The things that we all want in our lives from each other. Listen to me. You know, don't take my words to be harsh if they come out the wrong way. Just ask me what I mean. Ask me just to explain how I feel about that. Because a lot of people in crisis, they don't know how to explain themselves. They don't know how to unravel everything. And I think initially our work is about unraveling and trying to just pick bits out from the whole mess. And then we can just start. And I don't care where we start, really don't. Start in the middle and work our way out, fine. Start on the outside, work our way in, fine. I really don't mind, as
Yeah.
long as we start.
Yes. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. It reminds me, it certainly puts me in mind of the concept of unconditional positive regard, you know, that we see from person-centered counseling and so on. It was such a breakthrough. It really was. And, you know, when you're coming from that perspective of total acceptance and love, you know, it really is transformative, isn't it? A lot
It
of the
is.
time, people won't have actually experienced that in their lives at all. And
At
it's probably the
all.
first time they've ever been listened to is coming to a session with you.
Yeah. And I found that a lot back in the way back when I was working with teens with emotional disorders,
Mhm.
disabilities, problems, whatever you want to call them. It was always about, you have the honeymoon period, then you get the behavior. And it was always like, honeymoon period is lovely. And it was always when I got to the behavior and I started getting the real behavior from them. And that was where I found that just stand your ground, listen to what they're saying, ignore all the negativity, and pick out the little bits that you go, hang on a minute, what did you just say then? And go back to that. And that shows that person that you are actually listening to their words and not going in one ear around your head and back out the other.
Mm.
I try so hard not to make presumptions in my head when I'm listening. And one of the things I've learned in my training is to let that thought come, go, hi, bye. And then I'm there, I'm back there and I'm listening again and I'm
Oh,
hearing what you're saying to me again.
oh, it's
And I
superb.
am very, very person-centered, and that's
Mm.
from training and work experience, but also from my own personal life,
Yes.
because I remember not being heard when I was growing up, and I can remember how much that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, yes, yes, yeah, same. Yes, it's devastating. And yes, I think this is tremendous. This is why we're so delighted that you're with us in the CMA, you know, because the more brilliant people we have out there, like yourself, you know, the better it is. We are making huge contribution to society, absolutely massive, all of us together, you know, within the CMA, and it is it's vital. It's so needed. So I can only, you know, take my hat off to you, Liz, and thank you for the beautiful work that you're putting out there. And really importantly, how do people contact you? What's the best way for people to find you so that they too can benefit from your amazing skills and your kindness and
Well,
you know, your brilliant practice?
at the moment, the easiest way to get hold of me is go and find my website, which is called Embrace Your Power. and contact me through my website. I'm very, very early stages, so that is the best way to contact me. And yeah, we can just have a chat. We can have a little video chat, a quick 10, 15, 20 minutes, have a chat. Do I want to work with her? Is she going to be able to give me what I need? Do I like how she talks to me? And then we can decide from there. In fact, for my mind, go and have a think about it for another couple of days and then come back to me and see how you feel about it. But that, at the moment, that is the best way to get hold of me. Track
Embrace
down my
your,
website. Yeah.
right.
Embrace your power.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. And for anybody watching this on YouTube, obviously we'll have all of Lizanne's contact details in the show notes underneath the video, so you'll be able to see everything there. And Lizanne, thank you. I just want to thank you for this brief chat. We like to keep these brief bits so that people can see them, can find them on YouTube. So I just want to thank you for your time and for doing this. It's been an absolute pleasure. It truly has. And no doubt we will have you back again in the future because people will want to see more of you. I absolutely know that for sure.
Oh, that would be lovely. We can have an update as to what I've been doing. But I am very, very proud to be a member of the CMA, and I worked really, really hard to make sure I was accredited so that my clients have somewhere to go if they're unsure about anything. And I did that purposely. But
Yes.
I am very, very proud to be part of the CMA. I really am.
Well, we're delighted to have you, Lizanne. Thank you so, so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And thank you for your time. I've really enjoyed it.